guys, thanks for tuning in to hobbyparts.com. My name is Bobby.
I'm Antonio.
And today we're going to show you a couple of our new chargers. So Antonio, what kind of chargers you got over there?
What I got here is Big Bad T6 multi-charger. The reason I call it the big and the bad is because this charger can do up to four batteries at one time. Very convenient. You know, you're at the field, you don't have to wait for that one battery to be out. You can actually do four at a time on this charger. Also, you guys see here, what this is here, it's a little thermal probe. So when you're charging your battery, especially on LiPos, they shouldn't get at all warm while you're charging it. So you can set this probe up to, let's say, 90 degrees. So when it does hit 90 degrees, automatically it'll stop charging. You know, don't have to worry about a fire starting, none of that happening. This charger also has four individual balancing ports here on the bottom. You guys can see the balancing port here. This is a little, I call it the little octopus charging that comes with it. What you have here is for your nitro guys, RC car guys, RC nitro boats, nitro helicopter, nitro planes. For your glow plugs, so that is your Tamiya plug right here. Got your JST for, you know, also nitro guys, even some electric guys running a separate receiver battery. This will work here. We got our standard banana right here, and what you guys see here, these covers for these alligator clips. When you are charging, there is current going through. Let's say you're charging through this banana, there is live current going through these. So if these two touch while it's charging, there will be a, oh shoot, let me put these back right. There will be a short circuit and could cause a fire, could not. So be sure to always put these little caps on there. If you lose these caps like we've done in the past, tape them up, just whatever, just to make sure these are covered up. Very quickly to show you guys the menu here.
Alright Antonio, so what are we looking at here? It looks like you're in the menu, in the user set program menu.
Correct. Let me quickly show you guys what battery type here does. It just pretty much switches through the menus. As you guys can see here, I'm a user set program. I'll go back to that in a little bit. I hit again. Program select for LiPo battery, nickel metal hydrides, NiCad, lead acid batteries. And also if you want to save any data, you can go ahead and do that here in the program select save data. If you want to load data that has already been saved into there, you would click here the start button, and that would go back to your previous saved data. So back to that program user set button. Let me click start to enter it. You guys can see here, this charger does do LiPo, lithium ion, NiCad, nickel metal, lead acid, and LiPo batteries. So let me quickly show you guys here. Alright, here we are. So you guys can see the lowest lithium ion is there at 3.6 volt. LiPo batteries, you'd set it to 3.3. LiPo is obviously 3.7. And once again, back to lithium ion. And if I scroll over to the right, we have check time, and pretty much the charger is analyzing the battery, making sure that if you didn't accidentally put a LiPo to LiPo, it's checking the voltage on there, making sure you did choose the correct one, and that's all check time is. You could increase that, decrease that. Going over nickel metal sensitivity peak default, and I like to leave that at default right there. You can choose the sensitivity of that, especially when charging them. You could actually set how sensitive the charger will charge it up to. Same thing for NiCad. And here you guys can see the USB temp select, which is this little probe here. I showed you guys, it's to check out the temperature, make sure, especially for LiPos, it's not overheating, you know, because if they do overheat, they can cause a fire. And moving over, waste time between, this is especially used when doing cycles on nickel metal and NiCads. Bobby will go over a little bit more on the cycle menu. And that all is pretty much when you're charging if you're doing a cycle, when it does hit that midpoint of the transition, that's pretty much, I like to look at it as break time. The charger lets the battery just cool down, take a minute, and then once, in this case it would be after 1 minute, it would start doing the discharge. So that's pretty much all that is. And a safety timer, for LiPos I like to leave it at about 120. Obviously if I'm doing a cycle on a nickel metal or NiCad, I'd probably turn that off. And capacity cutoff, especially in LiPos, It's sometimes used. Let's say you have in this case, let's say you have a 5,000 milliamp battery. You could set it. I like to always set it a little bit higher than the actual milliamp, maybe by about 500. Just because sometimes it can jump a little bit higher, and I don't want it to cut off. So I like to do that. And here it's very simple. The key beeps, which is what you're listening to, you can turn that off and on. The buzzer for when you're done charging, you can turn that off and on right here. Another one here, you guys can see input power. So this will be pretty much when it cuts off. And so if this charger is getting less than 10 volts, it will stop working. So 10 volt is a pretty good place to have it at, which is also default. And once again, we're back to the menu. So now that's pretty much it on the program. Let me show you guys really quickly LiPo. There's LiPo charge. I always recommend you guys doing LiPo balance. LiPo balance gives a lot more accurate charge up to the last minute. Where if you do fast charge or just charge itself, it keeps a load constantly on it. It's pretty much meant for when you're out racing or you really want to get those battery out. But I highly recommend you guys using the balance mode. Storage, so you store your batteries if you're not going to be using them for over 2 weeks. Storage is always good to hit. LiPo discharge, let's say you want to break in a battery, whatever, and we're back to charge.
Probably should mention that you probably don't want to discharge your LiPo batteries all the way, right?
Exactly. A lot of companies recommend do not using the discharge function on their chargers, just because that charger is going to discharge it under a load. So under a load, when it hits 3 volts, in reality it's probably a lot, under a load it's going to fall a lot lower than that, than from its nominal. So if you are discharging, please know what you're doing and be very careful with that. And it's pretty much same menu for nickel metal, same menu for NiCad, and for lead batteries.
Alright, so that was a pretty extensive detail on the menus. Thanks for that, Antonio.
You're welcome, guys. Welcome.
So there's different menus, so does that mean I can charge different batteries on each individual channel?
Of course, I always get this question asked, Bobby, and also viewers. A lot of people ask me, can you charge, let's say, a lead acid on number 1, a LiPo on 2, NiCad, and nickel metal, and whatever. And like I tell everybody, these are 4 individual chargers. They're all individual, so you can charge whatever you want on whichever one. One has nothing to do with the other one, so they're all individual. Another, while you're there, Bobby, each one of these chargers does take up about 50 watts. So that's for about a total of what, 200 watts there. And it's, let's say each one can do 6 amps. Correct, so that's a total of 24. So you want a decent power supply. What I have here for you guys is one of our power supplies that can be found at hobbyparts.com. This is a 25 amp power supply, which is decent power for this charger here, and it delivers a 350 watts, which is more than enough for this charger. Obviously, you guys may know, if you put bigger than a 3, let's say a 3-cell battery, you probably won't be able to charge it at 1C. With this power supply, you're going to need it to deliver a lot more. But that's pretty much for every charger out there. But other than that, that's pretty much it, the breakdown for this charger. Moving on to the T610 charger. This, guys, is one of my favorite chargers. It's pretty small, but let me tell you guys, don't let the size fool you. This charger, this T610 charger, will do 10 amps. And I mean 10 amps. I've put a 6-cell 5,000 milliamp battery and put it at 10 amps, which is a 2C charge, and this thing all the way to the end delivered.
That's awesome.
Obviously, once again, using our power supply that I mentioned that I'm using with the other one. I'm not going to get too into detail on the menu on this charger, just because all these chargers use the exact same menu. Pretty much same, comes with your balance. Now, I believe, Bobby, does this also come with the little octopus that I described? I believe so, right?
It does.
Okay, so we've just put this in there because that's what we have laying around now. But like I said, especially for you helicopter guys, they always want to charge your batteries a little bit higher than 1C, and you run into that same problem that we all do, where when you try to charge a 5,000 milliamp at 1C, a lot of chargers can't do that. And it's not really the charger, most of the time it's the power supply that can't deliver. But this thing, with this power supply, I guarantee you guys, you'll really pump those batteries out in no time. So, Bobby, give us a little bit more description on your side.
Okay, I had a question. I see some fans here, and it looks like these fans are running. This one's not running. Is it going to come on when you're charging, or what?
Very good, Bobby. Very good on bringing that up. This charger actually will start running as soon as it starts charging.
Cool.
this charger. So nice smooth run.
And the fans on here, it sounds like they're running.
Yes, these I believe when you first start them up, they won't be running up to some heat starts building up. They'll start running to certain. You got 2 fans on this one, so it's an entrance and exit. You got nice flow going in there. I put one of these charging on this with all 4 batteries filled up. Thing gets warm. That's it. And this one, going back to on this one, Bobby, this one will actually start. They'll kick on just like this one. As soon as it starts building up some heat, it'll get the air moving right away. So this is on my side pretty much. This is the only one that kicks on right when you start charging.
Oh, cool.
So, yep.
Okay. So moving on to these chargers, a lot of you are probably really familiar with the Thunder AC6, one of our hottest selling chargers.
Very good charger.
Yeah, awesome charger. It's been around for a while and it's proven itself. But there's a lot of new chargers. We got this new one. It's called the Thunder AC680. Really awesome charger. As you can see, it's a little thicker. The power supply inside is a bit bigger. And it's also got a cooling fan, which is a good addition to keep it cool.
Really nice.
Again, it runs on the AC/DC, so you got 2 options. The wires and plugs do come with the charger. The Thunder AC6 charges at 5 amps. The new AC680, this will charge at 6 amps, just like that T6 Multi. As far as the menus, they're exactly the same. So you're pretty much getting the same charger, but you can charge at a higher amperage, and you got the nice cooling fan and a bigger power supply.
Yep. You have to show off to your friends, saying, "Look, guys, I got a fan on my charger."
and something I just noticed, it actually sits higher off the ground or off the table, so it might be
probably to
running a
move
little
some
cooler.
airflow. Sorry, yeah, that's probably why.
So okay, let's show you guys how to charge a nickel battery, or how to cycle it, and let's go through those menus. So let's do that. I have a Dark Force battery here. Great nickel metal hydrate batteries. If you haven't watched our review on it, definitely check that out.
The beast of the Revo.
Running on the Revo. So I'm going to plug that in. I'm going to go to Program Select. I'm going to go to NIMH battery. I'm going to press the green button once. This is charge. You can go through the menus. You got discharge. You got the cycle, which is discharge then charge. And that's pretty much what you have. So I'm going to just charge it right now. This is a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. What amperage should I charge it at, Antonio?
A lot depends. This question is always asked. You get different feedback by everybody. One guy at the racing track is going to tell you charge it at 1C, which would be 5 amps.
Yep.
You'll get the next guy saying take care of your batteries, don't charge them at 1C, be easy on them, charge it at 3 amps.
Yep.
You'll get the guy saying be very easy on your batteries, charge them overnight, buy multiple. So it's pretty much up to you. It depends what kind of guy you are. Personally, what I would say, pump it out, guys. Put it at 1 amp. I want to have some fun today, not tomorrow. So if you want to take it a little bit easy, go 4 amps. Don't push it. When the battery is new, I do want to mention this, guys. I highly recommend you breaking in these batteries. As Bobby showed you guys the cycle menu. All the cycle menu does, it's going to charge the battery, it's going to discharge the battery. Do that about 4 or 5 times, and that will really set a good base on your batteries. You'll have some nice, some nickel metal acid in there and everything nice. And always breaking in the batteries, you notice they last a little bit longer. You get better run times. The punch is more efficient. It's just a lot better on your batteries. So if you want, Bobby, go ahead and pump it up to my 1C.
All right, so I'm going to pump
amps.
it up to 5 amps.
Another thing I want to mention for you guys that are new on these nickel metals, these do warm up. Sometimes they even get hot. Yes, they do get hot, especially when doing a 1C charge. It is pretty normal for them to get hot. Where in a LiPo, it shouldn't even get warm at all. So that's one thing to look for on these batteries. So go ahead, Bobby.
So I'm going to go ahead and charge it up. So basically, as you can see here, 5 amps is flashing, NMMH charge, and I'm going to go ahead and just hold down the start button. And there it goes. You can see the fan going off. It's charging. You have down here your milliamp capacity, how much it's thrown in there. You have your charge time, you have your amp rate, and you have the volts that's in the battery. What's really cool is if you don't want to charge it at 5 amps anymore, press enter. And
while it's charging.
It's charging, you can lower.
Really nice.
You can lower the amp rate, raise it up if you want.
Yeah.
And
that's a really nice feature.
Yeah, basically you can play with that while you're charging.
Another thing, Bobby, I just remembered right now that you're charging the nickel metal hydride. When you are charging a battery, a confirm menu comes up on all these chargers, and I'd like for everybody to view this.
Okay, let's. How about let's check it out on the T6 over there.
All right, let me plug this one up. Once again, reminding you guys, these all use the same menu. So whatever menu he's showing you over there, it work here, work there, work everywhere. So remember, my battery's here. My two alligators are plugged up because these will be live as soon as I start charging. These are plugged up. We are handling with the battery or a LiPo, so I'm gonna plug that in to its balance port. This is a 2-cell, so go into the 2-cell. All right, so I'm gonna do a 6 amp charge. This is a 7.2 battery. Let's hold the start button down. Okay, you guys are gonna see the confirm menu come up. If I do not press confirm within about 30 seconds, it will stop charging. So let's confirm that it's start, and there we go. If you accidentally did put in a 3-cell or whatever, it will a menu will come up warning you that voltage too low, voltage too high, depending on what you did. Another thing I forgot to mention that I saw Bobby mention over there, these chargers on my side are only DC. These are not AC. They're only DC. His are AC or DC. So keep that in mind, everyone. So is that pretty much it, Bobby, for your side of the chargers?
Pretty much it. I mean, great chargers. You guys should definitely check them out. One disclaimer, if you're charging batteries, please don't leave them unattended.
Never.
Definitely keep an eye on them. If your kids are charging, don't let them charge by themselves or leave the house. Always keep an eye on the batteries whenever you're charging.
Especially try, if you're doing LiPo, especially doing LiPos,
yes,
please look into spending for a LiPo safe bag. Those are available at hobbyparts.com. When you are charging any type of battery, don't charge on a carpet, flammable surface. Try and charge on somewhere not flammable, nothing flammable around it. If it's a kid charging, teach them the right way to charge a battery, be watching over them, and just, have fun. Have fun in the hobby, and let's not make this hobby dangerous. So that's pretty much it today on these chargers. Hope you guys enjoyed them, and I hope you guys also be checking them out at hobbyparts.com. Once again, I'm Antonio.
And I'm Bobby.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Till next time.
See you guys later.